Hello, everybody, and a very warm welcome. This is a kind of out of the box episode because usually I wouldn't put that kind of content on the channel because this is about soul and disco music, and this video will be about Elvis. I got an email from a very nice guy out of Netherlands. His name is Rudy, and he had seen some box sets of Elvis in the background of the videos, and he also seen the last video where I was talking about some kind of grails. And he asked me if I could do a video about some Elvis stuff and if I have some grails. And like I said, usually this isn't content for the channel, but anyway, I decided to make the video as short as possible, but doing Rudy a favor and showing him some stuff. I don't have super rare Elvis stuff. I have quite ordinary pressings, but to me they're very unique. And also to Rudy, if I'm doing this, it's going to be opening Pandora's box, because what you're about to see is I'm a crazy Elvis fan. And what you see up there is the half of a jumpsuit worn by John Wilkinson, Elvis rhythm guitarist. And this jumpsuit was worn on tour in 1972 and a TV special in 1973. And next to it are two shirts worn in That's the Way It Is from 1970. So that's what a crazy fan I am. But like I said, I'm trying to make this as short as possible because it's usually not for the channel. But yeah, let's go through it. What you're about to see is, and I'm sorry for my voice, I'm still not on top of my game, so feeling a little sick. What you're about to see is took years in the making, and one of my best friends, he was the main, person who got that wheel rolling and made many of these things possible. So a big thank to him when he's watching. So concerning the rarer stuff, is that a word? I hope this exists. I have some radio promos. This is just a few of them to show you who were used to promote Elvis movies. This one is for Harum Scarum, a 12-inch. I also have 45 of these movie promos. This is from, I hope you can see that. This is from Charo. They usually, a kind of Italian Western I always wanted to do. And I'm not saying this, I'm not going into details because with songwriters and all of that, if I do this, I could make an hour special. And in the meantime, most of you would have switched off. So this is a 45 radio promo from Charo. They usually look that way. There were some spot snippets from the movie. Sometimes there were some interviews that you got a sheet with it where the radio announcer could ask questions and the answer was playback from the record. This is the B-side, if you want to call it that way, which was most of the time empty. So this is just some radio promos, which don't come up so often, but they're not like, oh, this is the holy grail of record collecting from Elvis. Okay. The rarer stuff. I hope this word exists. I'm sorry. The not so common stuff, let's call it that way. The not so common stuff are what I have here are lacquers. These type of things were given to Elvis for consideration of songs to record for the movies. And here's an example. And I'm so happy that my nose is not functioning the way it should be because these things smell like haven't been in the attic for decades, and I can't get that smell out of them even after washing them a few times. So what we here have is a Smoky Mountain Boy from Hill and Range, and it was considered for Double Trouble and not accepted for the movie. This has been written on the label. So yeah, that's the back side. You can see that's a plain side. There's nothing on it. So this is the kind of not so common stuff I have from Elvis vinyl wise. Like I said, a few of these, but yeah, let's get to that stuff that, like I said, that took years in the making. I will flip through that stuff because otherwise it would take years. And I also have stuff hanging on my office wall. I was not putting that stuff down, sorry Rudy, but I took a picture so you can see that up here. I would have IKEA isn't stopped producing these kind of frames, so otherwise I would try to put some stuff on some other walls. But yeah, let's go through some 45s. And the project was to get that stuff signed by people who were involved in the recording of these particular songs, or were the songwriters. So that was the challenge. And yeah, I'm going through this so you have a kind of impression. That's what I found. Love Letters. Love Letters was recorded twice by Elvis, also for the album Love Letters in 1970, and this was 1976, I think. Little Darlin'. It was a Canadian. We tried to get, if there was a single version of that song, to get also the single version, and that was I think from the Canadian tribute record. I think it was on yellow or gold vinyl. It was pretty nice. So doing that research, I also learned a lot about that, and I'm so thankful for this experience. Like I said, it's a very personal thing for me to do up here, but it was a great experience to get through this. So I hope I'll make it that way so you can have a better look. And like I said, I'm not going very much into detail. Otherwise, this Rudy, this is especially for you. This is Suspicious Minds, and it's one of Elvis' most famous songs and one of Elvis' best songs, in my opinion. And this has been signed by Mark James. By Mark James, who wrote the songs, by the Holiday Sisters, who were doing the backing vocals on it, by Reggie Young, Bob Moore, and Gene Kristen, who were involved in the recording of that. And we're just talking about, like I said, only Elvis vinyl stuff. I have some more items from Elvis, but this is a whole other story. I Can Help. This was also reissued later on. This was not done in Elvis' lifetime. It was for 1983. I Can Help single with The Lady Loves Me. Yeah, once again, another version. Radio promo special, signed by the composer. This one was also done, I think, recently. It's not so long ago, signed by Norman Blackman. This is I Want You With Me and Give Me the Right single. And I think the vinyl is purple. Not purple, but yeah, some kind of purple vinyl. Okay, what we have here is My Boy and Thinking About It. Here are the signatures of the people who wrote, I put the address from the person away, who co-wrote that song. It's a pretty cool cover picture from in the 70s. Elvis covers, you will see that later on, were just Elvis in concert pictures. Here's some more stuff. In the Ghetto, Any Day Now. This is a great single. Both songs are brilliant done. One of my favorite Elvis tracks is Always on My Mind, which was co-written by Mark James, who was kindly enough to sign it. My Way, which was written by Paul Anka. The First Moving On, yeah. From Live a Little, Love a Little. That was a pretty tough to find single. This was signed by Randy Starr, who wrote Almost in Love, a song I love very much. This single is pretty much beaten up, but at that time I couldn't find a better version of this, and it's also signed on the label. From Kissing Cousins, some stuff. And each and every one of this, once again, Patch It Up and You Don't Have to Say You Love Me. Like, this is a killer single by Elvis. Honestly, I love both songs of them. And like I said, this was years in the making. In between, to get all the some stuff was lost. This happens, and anyway, I'm never gonna part with each and every one of this, because another one, once again signed in the Ghetto and Any Day Now by the Holiday Sisters and Bobby Wood, Gene Chrisman. Don't Cry Daddy is here signed by Mac Davis, who sadly passed away. And I think I was having... Hold on. I need to check something. Okay. Yeah, so these are just a few singles. The other ones are on the wall, are packed away. Let's get to the albums, and like I said, I'm just not going into very much detail. This is Raised on Rock, came out in 1973. Cover-wise, it's one of the better versions. This thing traveled more than I did in my lifetime. Honestly, this is they're just my highlights on this is for old time's sake is a great song written by Tony Joe White. Just a little bit. Raised on Rock is an okay song. I Miss You, okay, but the other stuff. But that's, could tell you something about the songs that have been offered to Elvis and all of this, but anyway. So, movie soundtracks, this is not a particular order, just as I grabbed them. Signed by the songwriter, Your Time Hasn't Come Yet, Baby. Good Times. This is one of the ones I listen quite often to it because it had some good tracks on it. Take Good Care. That's the small stuff you listened to in the mid 70s. I Got a Feeling in My Body is pretty good. Take Good Care of Her. My favorite ones, and also from the songs Elvis recorded, is Loving Arms. He did a killer version of that song. You can find it on Good Times. Flaming Star. Singer presents Flaming Star. The Colonel once again did a great job as singer who sponsored that, thought that they could release an album and thought that would be the soundtrack of the 68 comeback special. Colonel was businessman, so he gave them Singer Presents Flaming Star. Concerning 68 comeback special, this I have it in a frame, is the cover of this, pretty much signed from... I need a bigger table. I need more space. How Great for Art, one of Elvis' outstanding gospel albums, and he kind of introduced me into gospel music, and that's a great thing about being an Elvis fan. You get introduced into many kinds of music, and that was pretty cool. The last album released in Elvis' lifetime, Moody Blue. This is the blue vinyl version. If you get the black vinyl version, that's a pretty rare one. Also signed. Elvis in concert. Sorry if my voice kind of, but like I said, I'm still not on top of my game. Includes a great version of Hurt. I really much prefer the live version of Hurt instead to the studio version. If you have a chance to listen to concert Elvis gave in late 76, you will be blown away by the live version he did of that one. It was double LP with a picture which were clearly not from 1977. On the back, one from 1972. So, movie soundtrack. We're all happy. Depending on what pressing you got, I got some German pressings at that time, and I must say that the quality of the covers from the paper, they're like thin paper, really thin paper, not really thick cardboard. So that was kind of disappointing, but anyway, this also happens to something for everybody. This is like, you can see this is really, really thin paper. This was for a certain time, I still don't know if it's still the case, pretty much hard to get, Elvis' Son. I play that quite often. It's, with all the Sun stuff Elvis did, and also did great label, Sun label. That's a pretty cool record if you are into that. You know, there's Harbor Lights, Blue Moon of Kentucky, Good Rockin' Tonight, Baby Let's Play House, I Forgot to Remember to Forget, Trying to Get to You, When It Rains It Really Pours, some great stuff. For LP fans only. This one is pretty much beaten up, but anyway, and the record itself, scratches all over the place. I'm not going to show you this, guys, but it's still kind of playable. It has that kind of mystique when you listen to a record. You have all the crackles and the pops and all of that. If you want to have that, you know, get that version. The Wonderful World of Christmas. I mentioned it in the beginning, one of Elvis' most famous concerts, in my opinion, not his best concert, Aloha from Hawaii, which was televised, I think was the first entertainment event which has been broadcast worldwide. It was not live broadcasted everywhere, but it was promoted that way. Anyway, this is the artwork for the Aloha from Hawaii special. This is double disc. Fans around the world never could understand, and I'm totally with choosing. I mean, Elvis looked tremendously good in that special. He lost weight, he looked tremendously good. And taking such an unflattering picture on such an important album, I never understood it. But anyway, that's history. Elvis country. If you are into country music, or if you want to get into country music, once again, Elvis did so many genres. This is a very good start to get into country music. I love this album very, very much. Tomorrow Never Comes is fantastic. I like Snowbird, Make the World Go Away. He also did a tremendously good live version on this. Funnier Time Slips Away. A whole lot of shaking going on. This is the way to go. Elvis Now. This one was picked over with some leftovers from a session which took place in 1969. I think that was the one with Hey Jude on it. Yeah, you don't buy this for his version of Hey Jude, but it has some other great tracks. Help Me Make It Through the Night. That's why Chris Christopherson was kind enough to sign that for me. One of my favorite Elvis songs ever, and many fans debate about this because what I understood is you love it or you hate it, but I love it. It's We Can Make the Morning. And Until It's Time for You to Go, which was a quite famous song, which was signed by, I always forget her name. I'm sorry, I'm sick. Like I said, I'm not on top of my game, so you have to, usually I'm like Wikipedia concerning this, but holy, that's oh Lord, Basson Marie. Yeah, sorry. Usually I know this kind of stuff, but I have a good excuse. I'm sick. So she signed that with a kind of blue pencil. I don't know why she did that, but I'm happy she did. So yeah, I have some kind of mixed feelings concerning this record, but We Can Make the Morning, Until It's Time for You to Go, Sylvia. Also with this one, you hate it or you love it, and I love this song. I love Sylvia. A release which came out some time ago, not during Elvis' lifetime, was Way Down. This was the Jungle Room sessions, was the last studio session done by Elvis, and it was done in one of his rooms, and the room was called Jungle Room, and you can see some picture. Yeah, you can see here the picture of that room. You can also, if you're going to Graceland, you can also visit that room, and a recording was done, and was done pretty well, because he had this thick carpet everywhere, and it was very good isolation for the musicians. So yeah, gatefold, and yeah, it's been a very good record. I like it. Also signed by Tim Reese, who co-wrote "It's Easy for You," which is also a song I like very much. But vocally, Elvis wasn't on top of his game during that recording. But we are happy with what we have. You know, he's no more available for recording, so let's be happy with what we have. So, love letters from Elvis. Well, this one, yeah. He did the re-recording of Love Letters, doesn't make it better. I personally like When I'm Over You. Heart of Rome is also a good song, but This Is Our Dance. Got My Mojo Working, I like that. If I Were You, Live, well, yeah. But like I said before, you know, I say it and I'm complaining just one sentence afterwards. Let's be happy with what we have. One of the records I listen more often to is Promised Land. With his version of Promised Land, I like that very much. Honky Tonk Angel is pretty good. Love Song of the Year, I like that very much. It's Midnight, I love that. Your Love's Been a Long Time Coming, great song. If You Talk in Your Sleep was co-written by Red West. That's just a killer song, I love that. It's such a funky feeling. And when he was in Vegas and performing that, he did some karate demonstration during the song. That must have been great. Thinking About You is good. So, yeah. Not such a very flattering cover picture. Anyway, they did that, and with all stuff you see, all cover stuff was done taking concert pictures. So you don't need to spend money on certain photo shootings. Another gospel album by Elvis, He Touched Me. I like that. It has I've Got Confidence in it. I, John. If you watch Elvis on tour, you see him sing some of that stuff. A Thing Called Love, Leave Me, Guide Me, I love that. And he's also included He's My Everything. And that's the same melody as There Goes My Everything, which Elvis recorded for Elvis Country. And he also sang that one live in Vegas in 1970, great. And that's the same melody but different text, so it's not There Goes My Everything, He Is My Everything. And on the back you have the promotion for the other two gospel songs he did. If you're still with me, we've already made it. So thanks for staying. And Rudy, I hope you're still watching too. I'm doing this especially for you. The Today album has also been signed, which now we have a little connection to Souldisco by the Pointers, by Bonnie Pointer, because they have Anita and Bonnie Pointer wrote together Fairy Tale, which was sung by Elvis. This one is also typical 70s stuff you find in it. Pieces of My Life, Bringing It Back, And I Love You So, great Don McLean cover version on it. Green Green Grass of Home, which has been first recorded by Tom Jones, was a huge hit for him. Oh, the stack gets high. If you could, can you see that stack? All right, and you know, never gonna part with this. It's not like that. It's tremendously worth. You know, some people would buy it and say, okay, but it's signed to Nadine. But anyway, to me personally, it has a great meaning, and like I said, it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I'm sharing it with you guys. So, from Elvis Presley Boulevard. This was released in 1976, included. Heard. I'm not so fond of the studio version. I've heard the live version is much better. Vocally, and that stuff was recorded in the jungle room. Elvis wasn't at top of his game, you know. So vocally, it's well, but he did some smalsy stuff. Never Again, Blue Eyes and Crying in the Rain, The Last Farewell is good. Solitaire, I like that song very much. Love Coming Down. I'll Never Fall in Love Again, which was also been done by Tom Jones, but this, yeah, you can hear that, and once again, let's be happy with what we have. No complaints about that. You can listen it, you like it or not, but yeah. One of my favorite Elvis albums. That's the way it is. Oh, they did everything right with that record. And if Elvis had done Mary in the Morning live, I would be more than pleased, but he didn't do it. But it's so great to have a studio version of him doing that song. It's a very, very beautiful song. So, great version of I Just Can't Help Believing. Absolutely phenomenal. Patch It Up. There's a difference between the live version and the single version. The single version is the studio version, and that live version really rocks. It knocks you off your feet. You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, which was been a huge hit by Dusty Springfield, is included. You've Lost That Love and Feeling, Bridge Over Troubled Water, and the next step is Love. Really, this is an absolutely great album. You should give it a try. Elvis was on top of this game when he recorded that stuff. Another killer stuff, Elvis back in Memphis, and from Elvis in Memphis, which included his comeback session in 1969, which done from January and February in 1969 in Memphis when he recorded that with Chip Bauman. So you, as a record collector, you should have these two albums at least in your collection, because it's just unbelievably good stuff. Unbelievably good stuff. But now comes the funny thing. Mark James signed that for me, but Suspicious Minds wasn't included in either of these albums. It was just a single. Don't ask me why. But yeah, I'm happy you signed it anyway. Yeah. Concerning live albums, this is also a great live album, and he did a live album before that with stuff from 1969. I think it was called In Person. Also great stuff, and this is includes the 1969 concert includes My Baby, and that's a great live version of this. So you should get that as well, or listen to it as well. Now this is a fan speaking out of me. This is also a great record, and includes The Wonder of You, which was a huge hit for Elvis, Walk a Mile in My Shoes, Polk Salad Annie. I prefer the later version, which is more tempo to it, but this is also a great version. Yesterday, Proud Mary, Sweet Caroline. I also prefer the version he did in August in 1970 instead of this one, because then in August was a little bit faster. Yeah. Clan Bake, movie record. Here the actors signed on the backs. And like I said, if you're still watching, we've made it. Rudy, like I said, this one's for you. This is a very personal matter for me. But yeah, so these were my Elvis Grail stuff. I hope I never have to part with, because it was a wild journey, I tell you that. So yeah, that's it so far. Little out of the box, not Souldisco stuff, but anyway. So once again, if you have questions or other things, or want to go more into detail with this, write me an email. I gladly answer all your questions. But like I said, usually this channel is for my passion of soul and disco, so I'm trying to do that, not going if you have country stuff or something. So this was a big exception. So yeah, all the best to you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the subscriptions and all the comments of this. I really appreciate that, and I really can't thank you enough for it, that you taking the time to watch that, and we share the passion and share this journey together. And yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and listen to good music, and all the best to you. So have a great week. Thank you and goodbye.